Welcome to the Mark Casto program, where we challenge the old systems, tear down chaos, and build with kingdom clarity. Here, we equip a generation of wise messengers like you to turn God-given wisdom into lasting impact and real wealth. Let's dive in.
You've seen people online talking about digital products, making money in their sleep, working from their laptops, and part of you thinks it's a scam because that's what you've been told. That anything that doesn't come with a degree, a cubicle, and 40 years of slow promotions can't possibly be real. But let me tell you something that most people will never admit. The real scam, it's not digital products. It's the system that taught you how to go into 6 figures worth of debt for a degree that's never taught you how to make a single dollar. And I'm not here to sell you on any hype. I'm here to give you the blueprint that changed my life. Because when I invested $10,000 into learning this business model, I made $30,000 in my first 90 days. No big following, no fancy production, just wisdom, structure, and execution. And if you're a messenger, someone who knows you carry something meaningful, something that could help people, but you've never had a clear path to package and sell it, today I'm giving you that path. This is the truth about digital products in 2025 and why this is still the smartest, most scalable business model available to the everyday expert. Let's go. Let's talk about what nobody wants to admit. When most people call digital products a scam, what they really mean is, I don't understand it. But let's be real, just because you don't understand something doesn't make it a scam. It just makes it unfamiliar. People call things scams when they're uneducated, they're uncomfortable, or they're just too lazy to investigate. But here's the irony. We live in a country where the actual scam is hiding in plain sight. It's not in online courses. It's not in coaching programs. It's not even in those $9.97 offers that people love to mock. The real scam is the traditional system that told you, go to school, get good grades, go into debt, work for 40 years, and maybe retire with enough to live the last chapter of your life doing what you actually love. Now, friend, that's not a plan. That's a trap. And we were told the college degree was the golden ticket. But what did it get most people? Crippling student loans, degrees with no marketable skills, and a job that pays less than the cost of their education. And you want to call digital products a scam? Digital products don't put you in debt. They don't require another person's permission. And they don't take 4 years to launch. They are the only form of education that pays you while you build it. They let you monetize your mind, your experience, your wisdom on your terms. So let me put it in plain English. Digital products aren't the scam. They're the solution to escaping one. Let's talk about the elephant in the comments section. Every time you see someone online teaching something or selling a digital product, whether it's a course, an ebook, a coaching program, or even a $27 guide, you'll always see the same 3 words pop up. This is a scam. Now let's pause. Is it always a scam? Or are we dealing with a generation of people so conditioned by failure, debt, and false promises that anything not handed to them looks suspicious? Let's be honest. Most people never learn how money is actually created. They think if it's not attached to a 9-to-5 or a W-2, it can't be real. Friend, that's not skepticism, that's indoctrination. If you were raised in the system like I was, you were trained to trade time for money. You were trained to seek permission to succeed. You were taught stay in line, play it safe, and call anything different too risky. But here's the kicker. The very people yelling scam have $50,000 in student loans. They have a job that they hate. They have a boss that barely knows their name and a side hustle that hasn't hustled since 2021. The truth? Most people aren't saying this is a scam because they've investigated the business model. They're saying it because they've never seen someone break the rules and actually win. It's easier to call something fake than admit you've been following the wrong system your entire life. And digital products, they're the ultimate system breaker. You don't need a warehouse, You don't need inventory. You don't need employees or real estate or VC funding. You just need one thing: wisdom. Wisdom you've lived, wisdom you've practiced, wisdom you can pass on. And once you know how to package that wisdom into a product that solves a real problem, that's not a scam. That's freedom. So let's take a moment and compare the traditional path. Traditional path takes 4 years and 100K plus. Requires a resume. It's controlled by gatekeepers, and you'll get a 60K salary if you're lucky. Now, let's look at the digital product side of things. You can launch in 30 days. It requires a result, but you control everything, and $10,000 a month is realistic with one good offer. Now, you tell me, mister, it's a scam if people are making real money helping others, building freedom, impacting lives, and it's working. Maybe the real scam is the belief that the only way to succeed is to suffer for 40 years first. So before we go any further, let's redefine the word. A scam is anything that promises freedom, but only delivers bondage. Friend, that's college. That's job culture. That's living your whole life under someone else's cap. But a digital product business built around your God-given wisdom, that's not a scam, that's a jailbreak. Let me show you what's actually possible when you stop playing defense and start investing like a builder. See, before I ever launched Wise Builders, before I ever launched this media company vision and the podcast that I'm walking in now, I took one bold step. I decided to invest $10,000 of my own money I could have easily held on to out of fear, into learning how to build a digital product business the right way. And let me tell you, it was terrifying at the time. I had a family to feed, bills to pay, a future to build. That money could have gone towards security. But here's what I knew. Security without strategy leads to stagnation. So I made the investment, not into another business idea, not into ads or gear or a flashy website, but into mentorship, into frameworks, into training from people who had actually done what I wanted to do. Within 90 days, I had taken the wisdom I had been carrying for years, helping men lead their homes, become present fathers, restoring their marriages, and I packaged it into a 12-month coaching program called The Rite of Passage. I charged $997. Now, that may sound like a lot for some people, but when you're solving a deep problem, one that's wrecking families, still enjoy and impacting generations, $997 is a steal. And I didn't have a huge audience. I didn't run ads. I didn't have fancy funnels. What I did have was clarity, conviction, and the courage to make an offer. And guess what? I enrolled 10 men in the first 2 months. Guys, that's $10,000 in just 60 days. And by the end of the quarter, I had cleared over $30,000, all from a message that I had already lived. Okay? Now let that sink in. I didn't need a 9-to-5. I didn't need a publisher. I didn't need a quote-unquote platform. I needed a product. I needed a pathway. I needed a purpose. And that's what changed everything. So when people ask me, Mark, is this digital product thing legit? I say, not only is it legit, it's the most honest, integrity-filled path to wealth that I've ever seen. You're getting paid to serve. You're being rewarded for your wisdom. You're building something once and letting it work for you over and over again. That's not a scam. That's just smart. But let me be clear. I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this because you're next. The same way I turned a $10,000 leap into a 30K launch, you can turn your wisdom into wealth too. But it starts with one thing: belief. If you don't believe your wisdom has value, no one else will. But if you're willing to take that first step, just like I did, everything changes. And that brings me to something deeper. You know what's wild? People will call digital products a scam, but won't bat an eye at taking out a $120,000 loan for a degree they'll never use. So let's just break this down real quick. You're going to spend 4 to 6 years in school. You pay tens, even sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. You learn from professors who have read about business but rarely built one. You memorize theories, you sit through lectures, you jump through hoops, and at the end of it all, you graduate and they hand you a paper, but no skills, no experience, no real money. Oh, and congratulations, you're now in debt. And when you ask the world, okay, what do I do now? They say, good luck. Hope you find a good job. But let me just say this as clearly as I can. That's a freaking scam. We've normalized spending six figures on traditional education. But when someone charges $500, $5,000 for a course that could change your life in 30 to 90 days, people clutch their pearls. And you'll hear them say things like, that sounds risky. That's too expensive. That might be a scam. Why? Because people are conditioned to trust the system that failed them and fear the system that could free them. So let me be real with you for a second. The college industrial complex is a business, and a brilliant one. They get you to pay them to stay broke for 4 years. Then they dump you into the world burdened with debt, desperate for direction, and leave you to figure it all out. Meanwhile, digital creators, educators, and entrepreneurs are out here changing lives, building profitable businesses, and equipping people with real-world skills for a fraction of the price. Think about it. You can learn how to build an entire online business in 90 days. You can go from idea to income without student loans. You can earn while you learn, applying every lesson in real time. This is what people don't want to admit. You don't need college to be successful anymore. You need clarity. You need a roadmap. You need mentorship from people who have actually done the thing you want to do. And that's where digital products change the game. Because digital products aren't just about making money. They're about taking your wisdom, your lived experience, your hard-earned insight, and turning it into something that serves the world and pays the bills. Friend, you become the teacher. You become the authority. You become the proof. Now, I know this is hard for some people to hear, because if you've been told your whole life that the only legit path is a degree, a job, and a retirement plan, what I'm saying might feel uncomfortable. But here's the truth. The discomfort isn't because I'm wrong. It's because deep down, you know there's something more. You know you were made for something beyond the cubicle. You know your wisdom is worth more than just another 50-cent pay raise for the year. You know you don't want to trade time for dollars the rest of your life. Friend, and you're not crazy for thinking these things. You're just waking up. And this is your invitation to lean in, because the digital economy isn't the future. It's right now. And if you're willing to step into it, the opportunities are endless. You can teach, you can coach, you can create, and you can multiply. And you can do it without the permission of a gatekeeper. So you may be asking, what makes digital products legit? I'm going to go even further and show you how to spot the fake ones. Okay? Let's talk about legitimacy. Because listen, let's be honest. Are there sketchy people online? Yes. Are there gurus who promise overnight success and deliver recycled fluff? Absolutely. But don't confuse the misuse of a method with the invalidity of the method itself. That's like blaming dumbbells for your injury because someone used bad technique. So let's cut through the noise. Let me show you how to recognize a legit digital product business and how to build one yourself with integrity and real value. So number one, legit digital products are built on real wisdom, not wishful thinking. If someone's selling you a business in a box with zero life experience, run away. The most powerful digital products are built on experience that you've lived, problems that you've actually solved, results you've actually helped others get. So for example, I didn't start Wise Builders out of theory. Before that, I had launched digital products with my book. I launched the online program Rite of Passage, teaching fathers how to be present, engaged leaders in their home. It was raw, real, deeply personal, and it worked. I charged people up to $1,000 for that offer. 10 men joined in the first 2 months. That one idea made me $10,000 and showed me what was possible. That wasn't a scam. That was value matched with clarity. So the real question isn't, are digital products legit? It's, Is the product built from wisdom or wishful thinking? Number 2, legit digital products create real transformation. Any program worth its salt will focus on this. Does it actually help the buyer get a result? It's not about cramming people with info. It's about shifting beliefs, solving problems, and delivering outcomes. A great course or training does 3 things. Number 1, shows you how to think differently. Secondly, guides you step by step through implementation. And number 3, it's going to build your confidence along the way. This is how we structure everything inside of Wise Builders. We help our clients clarify their niche, create a product, build a funnel, and start selling within weeks, not months. Third, legit sellers don't hide the work required. If someone says, this takes no effort at all, just plug this in and the money prints itself. Run. You know what I told those 10 men in my first program? This is going to take everything you got, your full heart, your full presence, and yes, your time, but it'll be worth it. And guess what? They signed up anyways. Why? Because transformation requires participation. And anyone selling ease without effort is preying on desperation. But anyone telling you this is a real business, it will stretch you, but it will change your life, that's someone you can trust. Number 4, legit businesses have receipts. Let me be practical. Before you buy anyone's program, ask them, have they actually done what they teach? Do they have testimonials from people outside of their inner circle? Can they show results that other people have gotten following their blueprint? Guys, I don't just share my wins, I share my clients' wins. Like the client that I had who had a $5,000 offer as a wedding photographer, and she changed her whole program based on our teaching to a $10K offer and made that first $10K sale within her first month in the program. Guys, I have a young man who's helping creatives overcome fear and finally publish their book, now making a full-time income online. Guys, that's real impact. That's the fruit you want to see. Number 5, legit businesses build a brand, not just produce a paycheck. And this is one I really want to talk about. A true business doesn't just make money. It builds a movement, a message, a mission. And that's what we do inside of Wise Builders. We don't just create content. We create legacy. You're not here to make a quick buck. You're here to multiply your wisdom, expand your influence, and fund your future with purpose. That's not hype. That's the new way. Let's pull the curtain back. You've heard the vision. You've seen the proof. Now let's talk about how you can do this too. Because no matter where you're starting from, whether you're a faith-driven leader, an author, a coach, or just someone with a deep well of wisdom, there's a path forward for you. So step number 1, clarify your niche. You cannot build wealth around a vague idea. You must move from generalist to specialist. Riches don't come to the person who helps everybody. They come to the one who solves a specific problem for a specific person in a very specific way. That's why we help every client answer these questions first. What wisdom have you lived? Who is desperate for your wisdom? And what outcome can you confidently help them reach? Okay? You don't need a massive audience to do this. You need a magnetic message. And when you lock in on that niche, doors fly open. Not because of algorithms, but because you finally found alignment. Step number 2, create your signature offer. Your wisdom must be packaged with purpose. And most people overcomplicate this. They think they need a Hollywood studio, an army of editors, and a 10K website. Wrong. What you need is a clear, repeatable framework. You need a simple delivery format. It could be a PDF, video, live coaching. You need a way to measure transformation. That's it. My first program, Rite of Passage, was filmed on a borrowed camera, but it delivered deep change for the men who joined. Why? Because the content was real. Today, my clients use Zoom recordings, Canvas slides, and phone cameras to launch digital courses, making 10K, 15K. And the key? Clarity and heart. Step 3, build your funnel. This is where the system meets the strategy. No business survives on DMs and a hope. You need a funnel that turns attention into action, a lead magnet, which is a valuable free resource that solves one small problem and builds trust. You need an email sequence, a nurture journey that shifts beliefs, shares stories, and builds desire. And then you need a sales page and a checkout, a page that communicates the value and makes it easy for people to buy. We teach our Wise Builders clients how to use a program called Go High Level for this streamlined, professional, and effective process. Remember, a funnel isn't manipulative. It's intentional. And if you believe in what you're offering, you should have a system that helps people say yes. Step number 4, launch with simplicity. Too many people spend 6 months perfecting a product and 0 months selling it. We flip that. Launch with imperfection. Beta test your wisdom with real people. Refine as you go. This is how I made $30,000 in my first 90 days, by starting scrappy, not scared. I invested $10K into mentorship and tools. It did stretch me, but it also showed me when you invest, you commit. And when you commit, you grow. And you don't need to be the most polished. All you have to do is be willing to show up. Step number 5, scale with integrity. Here's where the game changes. Once your system is running, your message is clear, and your offer delivers transformation, now it's time to scale. That might mean that you do paid traffic to your funnel. Could be affiliate partners who believe in your offer and represent you. Could be a team to support your content and client success. It could be high-ticket offers and live experiences. Those are really powerful. But let me be clear. Scaling only works if your foundation is strong. You can't multiply confusion. You can only multiply clarity. So before you go viral, go deep. Deep in your message, deep in your delivery, deep in your care for the people you serve. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about making money. It's about multiplying meaning for the sake of legacy. Now, let me just hit you with some final words. Your wisdom is worth building. And let me tell you, with all that I have within me, from the deepest place, the world doesn't need another influencer. It doesn't need another get-rich-quick bro. What the world needs now is wise builders, people like you, voices with depth, leaders with scars, messenger with fire in their bones. You've been through too much to settle for safe. You've got too much in you to let it stay dormant. So here's my invitation. Don't let another month go by dabbling. Don't wait until you have more time or feel more ready. Don't disqualify yourself just because you're not famous yet. Your wisdom is your greatest asset. And it's time to turn that wisdom into a legacy through a digital product business built on truth, transformation, and timeless value. And if you want a guide for that journey, I'd be honored to serve you inside the Wise Builders program. We're helping real people turn real wisdom into real income, all while building movements that matter. So if you're ready, click the link below. Let's build something worthy of your calling. Let's build with wisdom. Let's go.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss the wisdom that's shifting lives and systems. Until next time, keep building with clarity and fire.